Hey guys, it's so good to be with you today. We have been talking about water, that it's a super beverage that God gave us for our health. We have also talked about that we need to drink 1/2 of our body weight in ounces of water every day. I hope you've been joining me on that challenge, that we make that a very daily habit. And then we've also been talking about how that our water so often is processed and we need to get a filter to up the health of our water. Today we're going to talk about there are some beverages that we need to just boot out of our diets, of our lifestyle. So, you know what, beverages, we're spending a lot of time on beverages, but next to just stress less and pray more and making sure the foundation of our health and our life is just God and prayer, this I believe is probably the second biggest impact on your health, your beverages and what you drink. So it's super important that we begin to get this part right. It's something we're working on too, and we have got to boot out the bad beverages. So they have power. Our beverages have power. Some of them have life-building properties, and then others of them are leading to degenerating our cells and leading to disease. So we want to learn which ones to drink and which ones to boot out. In the book, Lick the Sugar Habit, the author, she gives over 4 pages to just all the bad things that sugar and sugar beverages contribute to in our health in a bad way. I'm not going to read all of those, but let me just read a few of them that Dr. Colbert has decided to highlight in his book, Eat This and Live. So he talks about number 1, that sugar is addictive. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Number 2, sugar can impair our immune systems, and we need a strong immune system. Sugar is linked to behavioral disorders. Sugar can lead to osteoporosis. Maybe you have noticed, like I have, that in the last few decades, even children are getting more fractures and broken bones. And could that be related to how the sugar impairs our bones and weakens them? Number 5 is that sugar can lead to type 2 diabetes and elevated cholesterol, and then that sugar can make us fat and contribute to overweight and obesity. Guys, those are just a few of the many things. So as we talk about this, I know a family and friends that struggle with this, and I thought, you know what, those facts, we know them and we can read them, but it doesn't always help us. And one of those reasons is because sugar is so addictive. It's been likened to a drug addiction like cocaine. But here's the difference to me, is that it's socially accepted and quite often even celebrated. And so we have to take responsibility ourselves, because just in regular society, they're sick and they're overweight, they're often taking medications. And you know what? If our diet is contributing to that and marketing isn't helping us, we have to decide for ourselves. So we're going to learn these things so that we can make better decisions. So artificial sweeteners, are those the answers? I don't think so. You know what? We've been pitched that those are helpful because they're 0 calorie and supposedly they don't contribute to weight. Supposedly they help with diabetes and all sorts of things. But guys, just not all the help we think they are. As a matter of fact, they're very harmful. Dr. Colbert gives us so much information about how aspartame has been linked to several kinds of cancers, and he gives us research on that. Let me read to you what he says about Splenda, the not so splendid side of Splenda. He says that it is associated with people experiencing these side effects: bloating, abdominal pain, gas, nausea, blurry vision, diarrhea, headaches and migraines, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, frequent need to urinate at night, depression and overwhelming anxiety, spaced out or drugged out sensation, joint pain, dizziness. Guys, these aren't fun things, and they're things that there are better solutions to these. This is another thing. When we think that the artificial sweeteners are helping with weight, listen to what Dr. Colbert says about that. He says many people think diet sodas help them lose weight, but one study showed otherwise. He said a study covering 8 years of collected data showed that your risk of becoming overweight by drinking 1 to 2 cans of soda per day is 32.8%. But he said your risk increases to 54.5% if you drink 1 to 2 cans of diet soda instead. the diet sodas aren't helping. That doesn't mean that we need to switch back to the sugar sodas. That means we need a better solution. Remember that our goal here is just remembering that God is the one that created food and nature. He knew what we needed. He knows what we need. And getting back to whole foods and the beverages that He intended for us, these are the things that we want to be putting into our bodies. So that's the goal. And we're going to have more solutions. We're going to talk about what we can do. We've talked about what we shouldn't do and the things we want to boot out of our beverages and out of our diet and lifestyle. Join me next week and let's talk about what we can enjoy. There's more information on some of the details of the artificial sweeteners and some of the things that sugar does. There's a blog on this at hellohealthyhabits.com. If you want more information, we didn't give tons of detail, but there's a lot more information of just the harm these are causing. Go there and read that, and then join me next week and we'll talk about some solutions, because there are a lot of them and they're good. All right. God bless you big. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.